Where's Raymond? Mom!
Don't talk to me about some deal. It's a new deal now. Come on.
The story begins by showing a big businessman named Kwong who is being surrounded by a lot of journalists because of his case, which recently went viral. It was discovered that in addition to the drastic decline in the shares of the company he managed, Kwong was also reported to have often killed protected animals, including dolphins. Meanwhile, on the other side, a woman with an elegant appearance is visible. The woman was my husband's wife, whose name was Joey. Currently, Joey is at a sport car showroom to buy a luxury sports car, which she immediately tries to test drive. It turns out that the car Joey just bought was going to be given to Kwong as a birthday present this time.
Do you need another Ferrari?
I bought it for you.
Sweetheart. Thank you.
Then Joey approached her son, who looked like he was about to leave, named Raymond. The reason Raymond intended to leave was because he didn't like Kwong, who was his stepfather. Apart from that, Raymond also doesn't like Kwong's activities, which often damage the environmental ecosystem. Therefore, Joey, who knew that her son was going to leave, immediately warned him.
I'll take you to Paris next week.
Then why don't you ever talk about him?
Because sometimes it's easier to forget the past.
Sometime later, in another place, a man named John Lair was seen, who appeared to have just experienced chaos. When John was about to be taken to the police station, suddenly John's superior, Charlotte Fields, appeared. Charlotte is the head of a secret agent team, and it turns out that John had just been caught in his disguise as a secret agent in order to uncover Kwong's dirty business case. On that occasion, John explained how his disguise and his partner were discovered, causing the chaos that is now occurring.
Santiago?
I will be once they get us here.
You were supposed to observe and report, not correct.
Our shift was going really smooth.
Previously, when John and his partner named Santiago were in disguise as chefs, Santiago, who was about to record Kwong's men putting away their belongings, accidentally dropped his police badge, causing chaos in the kitchen.
It's a joke, dude. It's not even real.
It's a burning thing. Fire ring. By wildfire, I fell into a ring of fire.
Unfortunately, when John was about to ask for information from one of the perpetrators there, Kwong's men suddenly appeared and shot him. But even though it ended in chaos, John managed to get a lot of evidence in the form of white powder that Kwong hid in food cans. Due to this incident, Kwong's dirty business was discovered, and he now asks all his subordinates to be careful.
400 kilos of heroin. With the help of local law enforcement, street value $300 million. Will die from drug overdose. You cannot run, you cannot hide.
The next day, John went to Charlotte's room to hand over some information he had gotten from someone about Kwong frequently killing dolphins. Upon receiving this information, Charlotte, who felt that John had done enough with his duties, told him to go on holiday.
Go drink something fruity on the beach somewhere. This way, please.
John is then seen going on his vacation. On the plane he was on, There were several national volleyball athletes who also had the same goal. At the same time, Raymond secretly entered Kwong's room to look for something. Not long after, Kwong appeared and surprised Raymond. Trying to get closer to him, Kwong invited the boy to play together. Unfortunately, Raymond, who didn't like Kwong, rejected his request outright. This made Kwong a little emotional, as he had always taken care of Raymond like his own son.
You know, I'd love to see your drawings one day. How about we go play golf together sometime?
No.
Why do you hate me so much? You know, I'm trying my best.
Meanwhile, Joey, who was watching the news about the national volleyball athletes competing in the Taipei region, was suddenly shocked to see John's figure among them. John, having just arrived at the airport, was immediately greeted by his colleague, who rushed to take him to a hotel. Upon arriving, John and his two friends opened his suitcase, which contained a large number of weapons. It turns out it wasn't Holiday. John and his colleagues intended to investigate the Kwong case with the help of their informant.
We're here to pick up a ledger, man.
Shower. Hey, but this is good.
Got time for a late lunch or an early dinner. Which one you prefer?
Shower.
That afternoon, Joey, who seems to have an old history with John, looked at a photo of them together. Luckily, before Kwong appeared, Joey managed to hide the photo. Kwong then asked Joey to come with him. Surprisingly, Kwong had managed to catch Raymond, who had stolen his notebook a few moments earlier. Furious, Kwong ordered his men to torture Raymond to force him to return the notebook. That Raymond's reason for stealing the notebook was simple. He wanted to expose Kwong's depravity, specifically how he frequently killed dolphins with the help of his partner, who turned out to be John.
Think you're so clever, don't you? Huh?
But where is my ledger? Has nothing to do with any dolphins!
As proof of this, a delivery man arrived to hand Kwong's notebook over to John. Knowing what had really happened, Joey tried to slow things down. However, unexpectedly, Kwong, angered that his own men were laughing at him, violently attacked them on the spot. Terrified, Raymond explained that he had already given Kwong's notebook to his friend, who was staying at a hotel. Hearing this, Kwong became desperate, not wanting the contents of the notebook to be made public. He immediately ordered his men to take back his notebook.
And depending on the severity of the crime, they would start.
After some of his men went to see Kwong, who intended to cut off Raon's leg, Joey immediately took action and put up a fight.
Let us go.
You're not gonna shoot me. Who's gonna love you?
Let go.
Sometime after that, Joey and Raon went to the hotel where John's group was currently located to warn them that Kwong's men were targeting them. Luckily, Raon had previously given Kwong a fake room number, which forced Kwong's men to find out where John's real room was. Besides that, John, who saw that Raon came with Joey, was immediately shocked and remembered their past. However, before Joey could finish his conversation, Kwong's men suddenly caught up with them and shot them brutally.
Cover us!
Kwong got a call from his men telling them to take his notebook and take Joey home. Additionally, his men were allowed to kill anyone who was with Joey. Due to this incident, both of John's colleagues died. Seeing this, John immediately threw a smoke bomb and managed to defeat several of Kwong's men. Before Kwong's men found them, John quickly took Joey and Rayon to escape. They then had a moment to discuss and think about their next plans. At that time, the police also started to arrive. That's where Joey finally admitted that John was Rayon's father and Rayon was John's son. That made them both suddenly shocked, as if they couldn't believe it. After explaining all that, Joey and John took Rayon to escape before the police found them.
All this time would take.
Kwong's men, who had arrived at their boss's residence, immediately handed over Kwong's notebook that they had gotten. That's when Kwong wanted to get Joey back. He immediately ordered his men and the local police to arrest the driver of the red Ferrari driven by Joey.
Flag anybody in a red Ferrari. Once you've backed in, check all the traffic cams.
After taking down several police officers, Joey and John had a plan to hand over the Ferrari they were using. Immediately, Joey crashed his car into a pizza delivery man's motorbike. The courier, who didn't accept it, was finally given the Ferrari by Joey. When the police managed to arrest the driver of the red Ferrari, as per Kwong's orders, they only found the pizza courier, who had previously been given the car by Joey. Meanwhile, Joey and John managed to escape using the subway with Rayon. To the next stop, they both dared to steal a car and paralyze a security guard.
Hey, I'm so sorry.
She gave my Ferrari to a pizza guy? What did she say?
Happy birthday.
Take that.
Get it. Who are you people?
Due to the previous incident, John received quite serious injuries to his body. Joey took John to a hospital located in his village. It became clear that the hospital staff recognized them and immediately thanked them. Joey and Kwong were major investors who had played a significant role in developing the hospital.
Kwong is our biggest donor. Actually, the only donor.
Let's go.
Feeling that the situation was unsafe, Joey quickly took John and Rayon to meet his family. Joey had once been an orphan raised by a middle-aged woman named Popo. Learning this surprised Rayon, as it was his first time visiting the place.
Mom, is this where you grew up? Are you kidding? This is awesome. Why have you never brought me here?
Get out of those stinky clothes. Dinner soon.
Later, Raymond's cousin returned home from work.
Hi, Joey.
Mom, anything else you want to tell me?
That evening, during dinner, Joey began sharing with Raymond how he first met John. Several years ago, Popo and his men were fishing in the sea when they accidentally discovered several kilos of drugs. Despite her intelligence, Popo chose not to hand the drugs over to the authorities and instead kept them. A week later, the owner of the drugs arrived with his men, Kwong, and his group. When they showed up, Popo told Joey to flee. Unfortunately, Joey ended up injuring one of Kwong's men. After a prolonged chase and escape attempt, Joey was eventually caught and brought before Kwong. Noticing Joey's impressive driving skills, Kwong offered him a chance to work with him. Joey initially refused, but eventually complied on the condition that Kwong would not harm Popo.
Good help is hard to find these days. There are consequences for what you've done. No, don't worry about her.
You killed her!
No. Why don't you come work with me? You're way too smart. Like?
Joey began working as a drug courier. During one of his runs, he met John, who was there to buy drugs that Popo had kept. Due to a misunderstanding, Joey unintentionally injured John.
And she thought I was a competitor, that the driver of the car was none other than your mother. I was pretending to be a client, following the mule car that was transported. Remember her hair blowing in the wind, and as soon as her eyes met. That was it.
From that incident, the two grew close and eventually started a relationship. Sometime later, Joey intended to tell John about her pregnancy, but was blindsided when John confessed he was a secret agent investigating Kwong. To protect Joey, John decided to leave her.
They just need someone to blame. And I thought, when the time came, I could just... But then I fell in love with you. I will scrub your records. Don't leave a trace.
After John's departure, Joey was left uncertain about how to raise her child and support them. She was forced into approaching and marrying Kwong.
No.
Hearing all of this, Rayond was stunned. Joey had told him his biological father was dead. In truth, his real father, John, was very much alive.
For some people, that's easier than raising a family. Some people care only about one thing, their career.
The next day, John, feeling guilty, attempted to apologize to Joey. He admitted that he had abandoned her a long time ago. Joey, who had made peace with herself, eventually came to understand John's situation and tried to accept him back.
No more secrets. Everything out in the open.
I can do... It's fine by me.
Meanwhile, Kwong received a call from his subordinates informing him that he had been summoned by the authorities. Not wanting his true intentions to be discovered, Kwong claimed that the actions of his men at the hotel had been carried out without his knowledge. He was also displeased that the police were interrogating him instead of pursuing John, who had taken his wife and child. After hearing Kwong's explanation, the police could not find grounds to charge him and ultimately let him go.
Not George Washington. Meet Agent John Lawler. John Lawler conceived a child with my wife.
We will see.
Please look into it. His first case here in Taipei was here to investigate me.
Later that evening, with Kwong's notebook having been returned to him, John and Joey asked Rayond if he knew where Kwong might be keeping his secret files. In front of his parents, Rayond mentioned seeing a strange-looking miniature rhinoceros on a table in Kwong's room. From this, John concluded that Kwong might be hiding a hard drive or secret documents inside the object. Unexpectedly, John's observation inspired Rayond to retrieve the hard drive himself. Joey and John, concerned for his safety, strictly forbade him from attempting such a risky move point.
Don't worry. We got this.
Try her village. She said she'd never go back. Any news?
Looking everywhere. Finding nothing.
6 hours later, two of Kwong's men showed up at Joey's residence. Fortunately, John, who had anticipated this, managed to subdue both of them. Realizing their location had been compromised, John urged Joey to leave with him. However, when they looked for Rayond, they discovered he had already left, determined to retrieve the hard drive from Kwong's room on his own. Unfortunately, Kwong caught Rayond in the act.
Made another pencil sharpener?
Soon after, Kwong contacted Joey and John to inform them that he had Rayond in his custody. Shocked and alarmed, they listened as Kwong proposed a deal. John would surrender himself in exchange for Joey and Rayond's safety.
Where's Raymond?
He's in the car.
A short while later, At the agreed location, Kwong arrived with Rayond in the car. During the confrontation, Kwong demanded that John hand over Joey, fully aware of the fatal consequences. John, prioritizing the safety of both Joey and Rayond, agreed to give Joey up to ensure their survival. Not long after Joey left, John, who actually didn't want Rayond and Joey to return with Kwong, immediately fought back by shooting Kwong's driver. After successfully killing all of Kwong's men, John ran after Kwong. Eventually, John managed to stop Kwong and told Joey and Rayond to hide. Meanwhile, he would continue chasing Kwong, who had run away.
You all right? Stinky.
After a long pursuit, John finally caught up with Kwong, and the two of them had a fight. Even though John was initially cornered, with his determination, he managed to defeat Kwong for what he had done. John received appreciation from Charlotte, who told him to immediately go home and bring the hard drive containing all the evidence of Kwong's dirty business.
Robin Hood, thank you for bailing me. Family vacation?
Ooh, yes.
How I turned out.
Sometime later, John was seen inviting Joey and Rayond to go on a holiday abroad. The expressions of happiness on their faces were clearly visible. They had been waiting for such a relaxing moment for a long time. Unexpectedly, in the middle of the conversation, Joey revealed that she was now pregnant again. Even though John knew the child Joey was carrying was not his biological child, he promised to raise the child wholeheartedly. And this is the end. If you enjoyed the recap, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications.